el imperfecto. So these are our notes. ¿En qué capítulo estamos? Lesson 4? No, lesson 1. Are we on lesson 1 of the next book?
Yeah.
Okay, this is lesson 1, lección 1, and it's going to be 1.1. These are your apuntes for 1.1. El imperfecto. El imperfecto is a second past tense. This is the second past tense. The first past tense that you have is what? We just did a review on it. El pretérito. Woohoo! Not everyone at once. There you go. El pretérito. Now we're going to look at the imperfect tense. These are going to be all of those times when I told you you can't use the preterite for that. You're going to be able to use the imperfect. This is my very, very favorite tense to conjugate it because I always liked the way it sounded in the preterite or in the imperfect tense. What I would do, I could never keep track of imperfect, preterite, conditional, subjunctive. I didn't ever know which was which. So what I did is I picked one verb, and my verb was hablar. Okay, I picked the verb hablar. And what I would do is I would memorize this verb in every single tense. I can conjugate hablar in any tense. Okay? And then it would kind of stick in my brain. So in the preterite it was hablé, hablaste, habló. Hablamos, hablasteis, hablaron, right? Okay, everybody put your pencils down and repite. Hablaba. Hablaba. Hablabas. Hablabas. Hablaba. Hablaba. Hablábamos. Hablabais. Hablaban. That is cool, right? Hablaba, hablabas, hablaba. Hablábamos, hablabais, hablaban. That is the imperfect tense. This is the easiest tense you will ever learn to conjugate. So, hablar. Normally we chop up our ending and we write down our root. What did I do?
I said that explains the final if you were messing with us putting two B's.
No. It was on the final, wasn't it? There were some imperfect things on there. Yeah. Okay, so we chop up our AR, we write down our stem, which is H-A-B-L, H-A-B-L. Okay. Yeah.
Are we gonna, do you do the vosotros form?
I do the vosotros, and what we do is I always teach it because I think it's something you should be aware of, and it is used in some parts of the world. I got to college and I'd never seen it in my life, and then all of a sudden it was like, bam, don't you know this? And I was like, oh, and I was all freaked out. I want you to know it. I use it a lot in my speech because I studied in Spain. You need to know it, be aware of it, but I don't test on it a whole lot. So that's more, good question. Okay, hablar. Now, what are our endings? Sound them out from what you heard me say. Hablaba. What's the ending for the yo form? Okay, the yo form is going to end in aba. Okay, hablaba. The to form is hablabas. Hablabas. What was your ending for the to form then? Hablabas. Hablas. Okay, and then hablabas.
And what is this?
This is the imperfect tense. We're learning how to conjugate a new tense.
When would you, can you use this tense in a sentence?
Yes, I can, and we're going to get to that when we do the uses. Yes, absolutely. Good question. Okay, él, ella, usted, hablaba. 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 Hablábamos. Hablábamos. So the nosotros form is going to end in?
So wait, yo and...
Yeah. Is there
Oh,
supposed to be an
I
L?
think on
and
the
yo.
very
On
top.
one of
Is there another L?
Oops.
Habla,
Sorry.
blah, blah,
Thank you.
blah. Oh,
I just got really excited and started adding in
Blah, blah,
letters.
blah.
Hablaba. Thank you very much. So what did you notice about the yo and the
It's the same.
same exact ending, aba and aba here? So how will you know the difference?
Context.
Context. And what else are you going to need to use for emphasizers?
Personal pronoun.
Your personal pronouns, right? Because if all I look at you and say alaba, that could be I was talking, or he was talking, she was talking, you formal were talking, or used to talk. Okay?
Oh, so you have to use the thingies.
Or indicate it by context, right? Okay? So we have repite. Aba, aba, saba. Ábamos. Acento sobre la A, right? Ábamos. Oh. This is the one I can't ever say. Like. Yeah.
There's no access in that.
There isn't, and usually there always are. I always have to double check my little cheat sheet because I always want to put one. So the nosotros form is the only one with an accent in the imperfect form.
For just hablar or all of them?
All of them.
Okay.
Yep, for all of your endings, the nosotros is the only one that does. And if you think about it, it makes sense. It's so that it can maintain the way the word sounds. Hablar. If you didn't put an accent here, you would pronounce it hablábamos. They want it to be hablábamos. Yeah, right here. Okay? Hablabais. And hablaban. Okay? Any preguntas on just the conjugation? That's all we're looking at right now is conjugation. Okay? So we have hablar. Now, for our ER and IR terminaciones. ER or IR. Terminaciones. We have ia, ias, ia, íamos, iais, and ian. Now what do you notice about all of these? Acentos on every single form, right? And when you're ready, I'd like you to conjugate the verb vivir underneath it. Vivir is to
Live.
live. To live. Muy bien. So if you need a refresher on conjugations, remember we chop off the IR and we write down our stem, and our stem is vive. Vive, vive, vive. Vive, vive, vive. And I'm not writing down the personal pronouns. Do you guys want me to? No. Okay. Okay. And then we go back through and add our endings. Vivía, vivías, vivía, vivíamos, vivíais, and vivía. ¿Todo bien? It's just a new set of endings. Once you memorize these two sets of endings, you can conjugate every single ER, IR, and AR verb in the imperfect tense, except for our 3 irregulars. That's pretty awesome. There's only 3 irregulars in the entire tense. In one day today, you guys will have learned a new tense. That's kind of cool. Just learn it, the whole thing. Yep, yep. Okay, so we have repite todos. Vivía.
Vivía.
Vivías.
Vivías.
Vivía.
Vivía.
Vivíamos.
Vivíamos.
Escucha. Vivíamos.
Vivíamos.
Is it vivíamos or vivíamos?
Vivíamos.
The acento is clearly over, it should be, maybe on your paper, it's more than mine, clearly over the E. So that's where you need to put that emphasis. Vivíamos. Repite, vivíamos.
Vivíamos.
There you go. Vivíamos.
Vivíamos.
Not the A. The A, it's not vivíamos, it's vivíamos. Repite, vivíamos.
Vivíamos.
Okay, mejor. We're getting there. You want to get your 3 irregulars? Because it's easy. See? Let's get our tres irregulares. We have tres irregulares. You'll notice in this class I do a lot of phonetics. I sound things out a lot because I can't spell to save my soul. But if I can sound it out, then I can spell it. So, irregulares. Huh?
That's why I like Spanish.
Yeah, exactly, because it is very phonetic. Okay, the 3 irregulares, we have ser. What a surprise, right? ¿Qué significa ser? To be. Ser is to be. Okay, we have ser, ver. I'm sure you're very surprised by that one also. Ver and ear.
3 worst verbs.
Aw, come on now. one, it doesn't look like anything. So go ahead and write down your personal pronouns first. Or not. Him. I'm going to say them, and I'd like to see if you can sound them out. Sound them out. Yo era. Yo era. 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 Yo era. Did you write down this?
E-R-A. Yep.
Yep.
Era. Muy bien, era. Eras. 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 Is that what you wrote down?
Yeah.
Okay. Era. Once again, first and third person singular are both the same. Now, escucha. Éramos. Éramos. Ajá, muy bien. Acento sobre la E. Éramos. Erais. And eran. ¿Todo bien? This one is purely going to be just a matter of memorizing that it's different. Okay? But it's one that we use a whole lot. Okay, so that's the good thing. Now, there, I'm going to tell you why it's irregular, and then I want to see if you guys can conjugate it. There is irregular because normally we chop off the E and the R, right? Okay? In the imperfecto, we're just going to chop off the R. So your stem is going to be what? Ve, ve, ve. Okay? And then you add your normal endings. So go ahead and conjugate there, por favor. You put your ER and IR endings on there.
Oh, better. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. Nope, you have to put your imperfect endings on there. So veía, veías, veía. I apologize, I didn't say that very clear. Veíamos. See? Dime, Alex.
Are there accents over the I still?
Yep, there are. Yes, and even on this irregular one. The only one that doesn't have accents are the ser doesn't have accents. Just on the or just on the nosotros, but not over every form.
Ah.
Yes.
On Sarah,
Uh-huh.
none of them have the I.
They don't. That's completely right. That's why that's what makes it irregular. So that's why ser would be irregular. Because it's an ER verb, but we didn't put the ER endings on it. Good point. And it,
But then we put the endings on bear.
we did. These are just our three funky ones. They don't follow the rules. These don't follow the rules, and these are the only three funky ones you have to memorize in the entire imperfect tense. So that's good. Okay, ear. This is one of my favorite ones because this is how I learned to use and to make excuses in Spanish. Using the verb ir. Okay, ear. You have, repite, iba.
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 Ibas. Iba. Íbamos. And once again, here we just have the acento in the nosotros form. Yes, Mr. Scholes.
Would ear in the imperfecto be like we were going to do something?
Ah. When I tell you, oh, clase. Yo iba a corregir todos los exámenes. I was going to correct all the exams. What do you know right away?
You
did.
I didn't. Otherwise, I would say, yo corregí todos los exámenes. And I would use the preterite, because it would be a completed action. But did I complete that action?
No.
No. Nope, not at all. So, we'll go ahead and pause for the conjugation. here today, and nos vemos. Ciao.